Yo, yo, yo! What's going on, great people in all of the great land? Your favorite fantasy football homeboys in the building. Your guy Nicholas Wilcox, your guy Johnny Main in the building. We out here, the fantasy football show. Super wild card weekend to cap it off. We got the Sunday, Monday. So we're breaking down Sunday games and the Monday night football game between the Texans and Steelers. So we got 3 games, 1, 4, 3, 30, the 820. We're gonna break it all down. Johnny, say what's up to the great people.
If you can't see that, that's that Caleb Williams for y'all, man. That's for all y'all Caleb Williams haters out there. You know what I mean? I was in a group chat with a couple of my homies, and one of
There's
them.
really that many haters of him? Come on. It can't be that many haters. Can't be that many haters on him, right?
I think you might be living under a rock, bro. Yeah, like he was like about halftime, you know, he was like, Caleb Williams is not him, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody in this chat. And I was like, hey man, he hasn't been playing good. Like I'll give you that. Like he hasn't played good, you know. And then obviously, like in our group chat, like with Hayward, it was like, you know, Caleb Williams is a second half guy, man, the ice man. You know what I mean? So. Definitely good football all the way across the board, man. Even the early game, man. Early game was really good too, man. So
yeah, it was.
Definitely, good game. And so obviously, like early look this morning, like looking at like some of the games and seeing like San Francisco, I think it was like 6 or 6.5. I was like, well, I guess it would make sense to maybe take San Francisco 6.5. I didn't do it, but I was like, if this is any indication of things, man, all these games are all going to be tight, man. So. Definitely good football, man, for sure. So I'm super excited. My night would have went a lot better had Matthew Stafford,
You should contest that because, like,
I already did. But
everywhere they still had 1 rushing yard. He couldn't. That's why I hate the kneel down. They really shouldn't be ruling a kneel down as. They really should be ruling the kneel down as that crap. That's crazy to me.
Well. Outside of that one, like your boy Jaden Reed did not come through for me. Came through for me in every other space. Yeah, man. I had him. I didn't take like the actual line. I took him. I think I took him at like 40. So maybe he did come through. Maybe he did.
Take his rushing yards too.
Yeah. Like I think, man, that's a space, dude. Like that's a space. I think, dude. Outside of Matthew Stafford last night, bro, I cooked, man. I cooked. Like Jaden Reed, like
Caleb Williams 5 yards short for you too, right?
Yeah, Jaden Reed, it was only 2 yards plus money on the rush. So like I took that. I took Stafford on the plus with the 1. Talked about DJ Moore, man. You know, like
curious if I took him 40 yards before it was plus money. I don't know.
Yeah, like
I had him 4 catches, 40 yards. Like
no, I just had him for 4. I had him for the 40 yards, the 2 yards rushing. I had him for that. But like, yeah, I think like that's one of the things, man, like with like playoff football is a lot of these players that like we love as fantasy managers for one reason or another, like different attributes that like they bring to the table. Like you're probably going to see it like once or twice, man, for sure. Like I'm a big quarterback rushing over guy. That was the other thing that Caleb Williams, that was the one that would have hung me up, is I had him for 25 yards. I think he got 22. So yeah, like I'm a big fan of like quarterbacks rushing. We obviously have a great slate today with mobile quarterbacks for Trevor Lawrence and Drake May, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. So like I'm in that space with even Justin Herbert, right? The one guy not being able to move is Brock Purdy. And even him, like low key, he's not a bad athlete, low key. So I'm into stuff like that, like when it comes to playoff time as far as props go. So yeah, man, it was a relatively cool night. Drinking some mushroom coffee today, man. You know, starting the year off right. So
mushroom coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, no hallucinations in here, man. You know, no hallucinations.
I thought about to say that's probably going to be the next question.
That's the last thing y'all knew. It'd be good.
The next question, but
hey,
you nipped that in the butt pretty quickly.
Yeah, man. Whew, you get off the hook real quick, man.
We're starting our mushroom coffee in the opener. This is gonna be a wild show then.
Yeah.
To everybody out there, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Your favorite fantasy football homeboys out here. Tell your family and friends. very close to hitting 200 subs. Let's do that before season's end. We only got so many shows left for us this season. That being said, let's get it going. Sunday, Monday football. Here we go. First game on the docket we got is the Bills taking on the Jags. 1 p.m. EST. You over under 51.5. The Bills are favored. It's been back. So some of these lines have really been back and forth. It's been happening the last couple of days. Like it was first the Bears were favored, then the Packers were favored, and then the Bears won the game. And then the Rams, Panthers, like I told everybody, Carolina Panthers, like there was some post on X that someone tweeted on all the spots in the game, and they were like, who are you betting your soul on? For the line? And I'm like, good Lord. I'm like, Carolina plus 10? At home, they've done this already. Like, and I'm like, I stand on business after.
Yeah, no, I'd be checked out. Yeah, that wouldn't have been the one I would have went to. I would have went
Probably
to Caleb
not.
Williams. No, I would have went to Caleb Williams, but yeah.
Oh my God. So anyhow, the lines have just been shifting, so pay attention to your books. As far as we got on before it happened, nothing's changed. Jags are still a favorite. Sorry. See? Oh, okay. The Bills are now an underdog. Good Lord. The Bills are an underdog. They were a favorite coming into this one. Now they're an underdog. Ta-da. Anyhow, Bills Jags. Bills finished as a 6 seed. The Jaguars won the AFC South. They have a home game today. So that being said, what do we like about this game, Johnny? And before you go, I've said this before. Said it twice, 3 times, 4 times. I've probably said it for the last 3 weeks. If the Bills, it starts today, right? If the Bills don't get to at least the conference championship, and then relatively they should go to the Super Bowl, supposedly, I just don't hear any more about Josh Allen and how great he is and this, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You may go.
I don't think it discredits Josh Allen. I don't think it discredits Josh Allen at all.
Why?
Why? I mean, he's one man, and he's the sole reason that they're here. It's not him, and I think to go into that
He gets a pass, a complete pass.
I'm not saying he gets a pass, but I'm not saying we can't discredit about Josh Allen's greatness. We can't discredit that. There's a lot of great players that don't have Super Bowl rings, and I don't think that discredits them as players. I think there's a lot of athletes that don't have rings that you can't discredit their greatness. I think if you want to talk about anything other than that, I think that's cool. But Josh Allen is absolutely not the reason why the Bills are not winning a Super Bowl. That's one of the things I think, and I know I get it. I know what you're saying. But last night too, with Caleb Williams and what was going on, there was a route where Luther Burden just stopped running and Caleb Williams throws a pick. And everybody's going to say, oh, it's Caleb Williams. But then there's also the defense also didn't show up in the first half of that game as well and play either. So that's not on Caleb Williams. And I think there's a lot of that too, with Josh Allen, that it's not 1,000% on him. Because realistically, man, I was obviously looking to see, dude, Josh Allen in the playoffs, passer rating of 101.7, 25 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 13 playoff games. Josh Allen is not the problem. Josh Allen is not the problem. If you want to say the Buffalo Bills as a team, I'm cool with that. But Josh Allen is not the problem. He's not the reason why the Buffalo Bills haven't won a Super Bowl. He's not the reason why they haven't been able to get over the hump. It has not been on Josh Allen.
So I got a question for you then. So where do we go when it is the QB's fault, right? We all like to get on the QB, right?
Yeah.
When it's the QB that gets people over the hump, we want to give QB the credit. We can't have this duality of a quarterback just because statistically he looks great. It's just you win the game, you didn't win the game. You get to the championship game, you didn't win the championship game. I'm not saying it's going to fall solely on Josh Allen. That would be very unfair. However, how I am going to say is that the QB at the end of the day, why do they get paid the most money, right? What is it that when the game's on the line, we give the credit to the QB, we don't give the credit to him? Like,
I think there's instances of that where for me personally, like if he was
the media in general just picks and choose that type of stuff.
No, for me, the way I look at it is if he was on the field the last series and he had a chance to win the game and he didn't win the game, or they lost because of his play specifically, turnovers, bad throws, bad decision making. All right, that's fair, that's cool. But I think if we go back and and we revisit history and just I could obviously get it, but the one game that I think that comes to everybody's mind is that duel at Arrowhead with him and Patrick Mahomes. You can't tell me that's on Josh Allen. You can't tell me that's on Josh Allen, because it's not. That game is not on him, right? So I think there's a lot of different things. What?
I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm not saying I'm not hearing you. I'm just saying in general, I just don't like to do the duality stuff. It's it's either you did it or you didn't do it. It's not so black and white.
Then we need to say the Buffalo Bills and not Josh Allen. If we say the Buffalo Bills, then I think that yes, I'm open for conversation about the Buffalo Bills team. But as one man on one side of the ball with three different phases of it, there's only so much you can do. And I dare to say that and I'm not even a Josh Allen fan, super fan by any stretch of the imagination.
You are right now.
I'm not. I'm just, hey man, I'm just calling it like I see it, man. I'm just calling it like I see it. And the way that I see it is Josh Allen, right now, there's only a handful of quarterbacks that you could be okay, this is a guy, go out there and go win the game. And Josh Allen is one of those guys. I think obviously you could say the same thing about guys obviously Mahomes. I think Jalen Hurts fits into that category as well, which obviously no shock. They're here. I think there's only a handful of guys that Lamar, okay, so if we wanted to go there, I would say that about Lamar Jackson. I would say his play in the postseason has been the reason why the Baltimore Ravens.
See, this is different. No, you can't bring up Lamar in the same sentence when it comes to this.
How can we not?
Scenario. The reason why, because you're not giving the same type of emphasis.
Lamar Jackson has not played good in the playoffs, bro. He has not played good.
I'm not saying that he did, but he deserves his shake on not. Granted, he deserves his shake on not getting him there. But Josh Allen, the same sentence, does, because he's the leader of the team. Fair or not. I don't care about statistics when it comes to this situation anymore.
Yeah.
Statistics go out the window when it comes to playoffs. You either get it done or you don't. It's just that simple right now. Did you lead your team to the victory or did you not? Because it should most likely 80% is going to fall on you as a quarterback. Because you already know you get paid the most money in the league. You are the leader of the team as a quarterback, right or wrong?
You don't play defense, bro. You don't play defense. You don't play defense. So if you're playing good, you're playing good. If you're not, if you go out, man, and you crush as a quarterback and your defense don't stop the nosebleed, of course, you're going to get credit for the loss. Why wouldn't you? That's crazy. But you can't say you lost the game because of quarterback that threw for 3 touchdowns, 300 and some odd yards, and played a flawless game. But on the defensive side of the ball, you didn't stop anybody. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't play bad. He didn't turn it over. He didn't make bad decisions. It's the other side. It's a team game, man. So again, if you want to say Bills, cool. But I can't let you say Josh Allen. I just for me. But anyways, this game. Whatever.
So the same sentence, you're going to tell me that you just brought up Lamar, right? So you're in the same sentence. You're going to tell me that it's Lamar's fault that the Ravens didn't get it done against your Steelers last week?
No, I won't say that. I won't say that. Not in that scenario.
See, again, that's why this is why we all go back and forth on this type of stuff. Because it's always we like to paint a picture of someone not taking accountability.
Lamar Jackson has 11 turnovers in the playoffs, bro.
I understand that, but I'm not talking about the statistic. I'm talking about how like you said, the whole team getting it done right. That's understandable. But as a QB, You're the leader of the team. It's going to fall on you, rightfully or not rightfully.
But that's not correct. And that's all I'm saying is that's not correct. And that's not correct to say Josh Allen isn't blah, 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 blah. Like, it is what it is, man.
Let's agree to disagree.
I know. It's fine. That's fine. Right. What's up, baby?
Yo, we out here, yo. Good morning. What up, Tip? What's happening? What up, make sure you go like the YouTube video, bro. Please come on over and join us on YouTube. That being said, the Bills Jags.
Yep.
You go Josh Allen. So if he doesn't get it done here, what if the Bills don't get it done here? What do you have to say for them? They don't get it done here. Are they playing with house money now because of all these quarterbacks not in? Your Burrows or your Mars? Like I said, there's no excuses here.
I have a theory with this game. If the Bills win, GBO, what up? Yeah. Let's go. I have a theory that if some way the Bills are able to get out of Duval today with a win, I think they go on a run. I think it's just that simple. They go on a run. If not, then I think obviously a lot of conversations about potential head coaching change potentially with the Bills. Like there's been rumblings about that. I do think that something has to change for the Bills because the window is closing with Josh Allen. The window is closing. We've obviously seen James Cook is one of the best running backs in football, no question at all. So
Russian leader winner,
Yeah, something has to change for them, right? Because again, man, the pass catchers are, as my 8th grade basketball coach used to say, mediocre at best. At best, mediocre. So and they attempted with Keon Coleman, we talked about this. They attempted with a lot of the things they did in free agency trades, et cetera, et cetera. Just it hasn't worked. They've also got a lot of bad breaks defensively as well. And I don't know, man. I'm Joe Brady. I never really cared for him. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for me. So that's my theory with the Bills is I think that if they win, I do think that they have the ability to go on a run because we've seen it happen during a lot of playoff runs where teams that have been written off, teams that have been counted out, this is where they kind of rally. So we should see, but even McDermott, man, he's 500 in the playoffs. So again, we want to go back to just to touch on that conversation, the coaching in that space has been mediocre at best with no type of suggestion of moving forward or turning the corner. I do like the Jags in this game, man. I did a little pool at work, and it kind of caught me. It was the last 45 minutes of my day, and it ended up with Jacksonville, going. And I think there's absolutely a path for the Jags, man. I think they're one of the teams that's playing the best football at this point for sure. Trevor Lawrence, we've talked about over the last,
we've
talked about over the last 6 weeks, man. You know what I mean? And I'm excited. I'm really excited for him. I think I don't know why, but all of a sudden, man, just this playoffs has become really excited to me because I think we're seeing
anybody's game right now.
Well, we're seeing the turn. We're seeing the turn happen with a lot of these younger quarterbacks, here and playing and their teams being there. So it's up for anybody, as you mentioned, all the perennial guys, all the guys that are here and now. Josh Allen's the only here and now guy. Him, and I wouldn't even call Hurts a here and now guy because he's still relatively young, but the here and now, the here and now guys.
He's in that category though.
He is you could say that for sure, but also too he's another guy that people just don't give credit to for whatever reason. Don't know why. But yeah, I'm excited about this, man, just because we're getting to see Trevor Lawrence again in the playoffs. It's been a while since we've seen him, so just to kind of talk about a few things for sure. Trevor Lawrence, man, again talked about rushing a little bit earlier on. In 11 of his 17 games this season, he's had at least 4 carries, including 8 of his last 10 games. So in his last 10 games, he's had 5 carries for 24 yards, scoring 7 touchdowns. And this is crazy. This ain't Josh Allen, but the Bills defense has allowed almost 7 yards per carry to quarterbacks. That's the highest rate of any team to make the playoffs in the 2025 playoffs. So I think there's definitely something to pay attention to there. Like if you want to talk about rushing props, maybe when you talk about DFS as well, as far as like mobile quarterbacks, there's definitely an opportunity there with Trevor Lawrence. And then, obviously transitioning over to the Buffalo Bills, man, and really it's only two guys, man. We know it's James Cook. We know it's Josh Allen. Cook's been held below 90 yards in seven games this season with 10 or more carries. Despite being the NFL's rushing leader, the Jags are allowing 68 rushing yards per game to running backs in the NFL. That's the fewest in the league. So, like, you talk about, like, what's really going to swing the pendulum in this game here. It is Jacksonville's defense, and it's the Buffalo Bills run game. It's the rushing attack, right? So, like, I expect to see Josh Allen, throw his name in the hat to get a couple of carries today as well. And so for Allen, man, 270 yards of offense in all four of his career road playoff games, averaging 351 yards per game. And talking about that 2021 divisional playoff game, he had 397 yards in that game. The Jags have allowed 270 total yards to 7 different quarterbacks this season. So I think this game I think Vegas has got it right. I had no intention on coming in here this morning and defending Josh Allen. I completely blame it on mushroom coffee. That was not my intention today. Didn't even care about it. Literally, we couldn't, like, would have been totally fine not even talking about Josh Allen today. Like, totally would have been fine. But like, I just called it like I see it. I wouldn't even call it a track record. I'm just calling it like I see it, man. So I do like the Jags in this space today, man. 1,000%. But obviously
the Bills. Josh Allen, he likes the Jags.
Yeah, apparently. I just, listen, man. I'm like the fantasy. What is it? I just don't stand for fantasy bullying, man. I'm not gonna let Josh Allen sit here and be bullied, man. I'm not even. Like I said, I'm not even a Josh Allen guy, bro. But like, I'm not like. Listen, man. If you listen, if you see, listen. If you see something, bullying, huh? Yeah. If you see something, say something. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. And I seen something, so I'm saying something. So I'll talk about ownership real quick on FanDuel. Huh? What?
I said that mushroom coffee is a wonder, huh?
Oh, it is. I can't imagine what it's going to do for me 3 weeks from now. So I'm going to talk about FanDuel today because that's where I'm going to be playing at today. James Cook.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about FanDuel.
Yeah, listen. Last time I checked, money be green. Money be green
for your accounts. Yeah,
money be green. Listen. I don't get it confused, man. I don't get it confused. Yeah. James Cook's the highest owned player on FanDuel today at 40%, followed by Josh Allen and Trevor. And then Travis Etienne at 30% for the Jags is the highest owned player. I'm playing a lot of Jags today, man. Obviously, I think you guys can kind of get the feel from that. Playing a lot of Jags, playing a lot of pass catchers. Yes, even Brian Thomas Jr., I'm playing him today as well in GPP formats just because, quite frankly, I don't have too many options. Josh Allen's the only guy that like I'm really in on for them. So Parker Washington, thank you for your DMs. Stay out of my DMs. He's the highest priced Jaguar today, man. I'm gonna play him. I don't have a choice but to, but I'm gonna play him with caution though for sure. In this space, the one guy that I do love a lot for the Bills. And I have talked about this, and I don't know what it is, man. Apparently, I've become a Buffalo Bills whisperer.
I see.
But like the tight ends, man. Like I've been saying it for the last few weeks. Like the Buffalo Bills tight ends is if you're going to be playing, or if you're, I know props is your game, but like if I'm propping or I'm playing, which I am playing DFS, I'm definitely looking at the Bills tight ends 1,000%.
3,800 Kincaid. DraftKings, 3,300 Dawson Knox. DraftKings, definitely both in play on the tight end perspective in this one. Strange is 3,900, but Buffalo Bills have definitely, locked up tight ends throughout the season. So we'll just have to find out how that goes. I think for myself in this one, I'm on the Jags. I think what makes me a little concerned is obviously because of how, really good Josh Allen is, like, you can never count him out in a situation like this. Buffalo, like, hasn't really – we talked about this before in spots like this for Josh Allen, where you only really want to play Josh Allen. He's 7K on DraftKings today. You only want to play him in these type of spots where the Jaguars have allowed their quarterbacks to, you know, in these matchups, they've just been allowing a ton of volume from quarterbacks in these spots. And for Josh Allen, this is what we want, you know? So Jaguars on average have allowed 41 plus dropbacks per game, you know, to quarterbacks over the last 8. So that being said, like, Josh Allen in this spot for me, like, makes a ton of sense from all sides, because you just want a guy that's going to be, you know, 7K for Josh Allen where he should be 8K in a slate like this on DraftKings. He's pretty much an automatic lock, because no matter how you see it, Jaguars, just like Chicago for the most part this season, has been a defense that they've been more opportunistic for turnovers, but they still bleed a ton of yardage. They still bleed, you know, points from here and there. So I do like Josh Allen as if you're locking him in like at 7K on DraftKings, because the only real way I see some of the other quarterbacks kind of like really outdoing him is if I think Herbert makes sense at 5,800 for DraftKings later on tonight against New England, only because like Chargers should be in throw mode. I think Jalen Hurts is someone that you're going to have to get a few rushing touchdowns for him to really reach his ceiling in a spot like that. And the weather's now holding up versus what I was concerned about earlier. But anyhow, I like the Jags in this spot. I like the slight under, unless, again, like the pace picks up really quickly in this spot. Like this still could be a spot where it's a slight under, still like a 48 over under in this spot. But yeah, give me the Jags in this spot. I like how they've all come together. We talked about Trevor Lawrence before. This is the spot for him, though. You know, like he's faced some defenses that have been somewhat cupcake, but also, he ripped apart Denver when they played them a couple weeks back. So, I like Trevor Lawrence in this spot. I do like the Jags, so give me them in this spot too. So we're in alignment.
Cool.
Yep. What is he like this? I think he's like the third highest owned on DraftKings today among receivers. If you're playing, he's 5K, and I definitely like him in terms of like prop land. So we'll get there later. But definitely Parker Washington's going to be high owned. So there's definitely some leverage spots off of that too. We'll get to that too, but definitely like the Jags. We both like them in the spot. I'm just really curious if they ever do, if Buffalo does lose this game, like, do they really make the change for McDermott? Or it's like they give him one more opportunity and it's like, you got to go out and get, real defensive ballers. Cause this past season, we've seen some retreads for this defense to try to stabilize. So I'm not sure if it's like really they need to get more talent, or it's more like the system needs to change because it's not working. So we'll just have to find out how this game goes. Anything else to add?
No.
Okay. Next game. Niners. The Eagles. Eagles winning. What is the first time a team's gone back-to-back for the the NFC East division since 2005, I think. Back-to-back division titles. Something like that. 2004, 2005. Someone out there correct me. That being said, Niners getting 6 points on the road going into Philadelphia. Take on these Eagles. You're over under 44.5. 4:30 game time start on your Fox network. That being said, what do you like about this spot? I think the Niners, outside of Carolina, was the biggest underdog by point total for the overall slate of games. So the 6 is interesting only because obviously we know the Niners' woes on defense in terms of pressure rate. Like, they still are a bottom 5 defense in pressure rate. They do in terms of so that leads to other things for Philadelphia if they want to throw the ball. The concepts between Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, all these guys when it comes to when the Niners play shell coverage, A.J. Brown sees about 28% usage rate against single highs. So this is something where the matchup right here for A.J. Brown is here. So I think the Niners are pretty much middle of the pack against the run. So we could still expect a decent game from Barkley, but it's really going to come down to Jalen Hurts in the arm. Can they get the play action pass going off of the run? Can Hurts, we heard before that he hasn't want to run the ball as much, but this is the playoffs. So it's winner go home, my guy. You better go out there and run. Better go run the dang perimeter. The overall side of things for the Niners is like, again, Brock Purdy in this offense before last week was somewhat relatively really hot. So the Eagles defense are somewhat, they're getting back to their ways of being a decent defense. And now they're at home. So I like the Eagles in this spot. Call me crazy. But I do think the Niners are going to give them a run for their money. If the Niners get past this game, there's talk about Fred Warner coming back. So if they do get past the Eagles, that would be an interesting storyline to keep watch for. There's a clip of him doing some crazy, climbing up a scalpel, around the stadium. Did you see that video? I'll shun you if you didn't. It's crazy, bro.
Well, you can shun me, but I was like, I don't even know if this is real or not. Like this literally looks like an AI generated video. I watched 5 seconds. I watched 5 seconds of it, and I was like, oh. I was like, yeah. It's like, I wasn't I dig people doing like crazy stuff like that, but I was like,
yeah,
that is not like that ain't real. That's AI generated. Like that is 1,000% AI generated. And if it's real, then the rest of the league better watch out because the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. Like if it's real, like that's all I gotta say.
If it's real, they're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. But that being said, I think I'm taking the Eagles in this spot. The Eagles for me is just one of those teams that, like we said before, they definitely get heckled, and I think it definitely happens more in the Northeast and like other media markets for the most part. So it's more like, hey, like they always get heckled. They're always a team that's always going to be in it here, right? So I just think the Eagles are going to get the job done at home. I just feel like the Niners. I didn't before I got on. Is Trent Williams playing? Last time I saw, I think he was going to be questionable to play. But okay, so no, just got the update that he is going to play. So that's good news for them. So that was something that I was kind of worrisome about because they didn't have Trent Williams. Like this line should definitely be 7.5. So, but what do you have to say about this game? Niners Eagles. What you got?
I think a couple things. I've said this. I think I said it to you in passing. I've said it to a couple other people. I think we've been. I don't want to say waiting, but like Saquon Barkley just hasn't been. It hasn't happened for him. Like the way. Like it's not that it's been bad, but like it hasn't been like 2,000 yard Saquon. And I think like for anybody, like it's like, as you said, living in the Northeast, like there was a day where it was 40 degrees, man. And it was a balmy 40 degrees here in Maine. And it felt great because it had been like 5 degrees and like, wind chill of like -12. So of course, like it feels great. So I think like saying that in like comparison, man, I think like this is the time where I think you will see Saquon Barkley.
Saquon?
I don't want to say I'm not gonna go all the way down that path, but I think like we start to see better performances from him for sure. That's what I think in that space. I do like the Eagles today. I agree with you. I think like for whatever reason, I don't know, and like we even talked about it last year. I remember talking about it here. It's just like what do you have to really complain about? I guess I just don't understand.
The same thing about another Pennsylvania team.
I knew, didn't even get a chance to get it out of my mouth.
Nope, I got there before.
Before I got interrupted. But like I think like that's the thing, like with these franchises and these organizations that like do have a high standard for themselves, right? Is like the fan bases are like that. The players obviously are super comfortable because obviously they know what's going on inside the locker room, etc. But from the outside looking in, there's always like a lot of noise. So yeah, so I think like the Eagles are like in a really good spot for sure. The one thing that is a little bit concerning for me today, if I had to like pinpoint anything, I would say it would be like just the zone usage for the Eagles. I mean, for the 49ers defensively. Jalen Hurts has had some opportunities when it comes to zone defenses. And the Niners, like they've actually played that more this year than they have at any point in time under defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. So I think like that's something to kind of pay attention to in that space as far as like, all right, like
I mean, not to cut you off, but that's Devontae Smith, the Dallas Goedert area of the field, like AJ Brown, like this is where it's like if they do play a ton of that zone coverage today, it's like it only takes one crosser route really to get these guys.
Well, I mean, there's that. There's also like you talked about like the mobility factor as well, and just like where we're at now, as far as like the playoffs and Jalen Hurts just obviously understanding, that hey, this might be a place where he might have to use his legs. Another couple of other call outs to get like to switch it defensively to offensively, I would say it's like the 49ers just as a whole, they haven't been very good as far as like the run after the catch. I think they're like the fourth lowest in the NFL in that space. And I think we know Philly's defense is definitely pretty daggone good. So I think that's just another element of things like the call out for, especially like, how healthy is Ricky Pearsall going out there? How healthy is George Kittle going out there today as well? What's needed. We know what it's going to be with Christian McCaffrey. We know he's going to see an aggressive amount of work today. Like this is what it is. And this is why, like, obviously, like I love the playoffs so much is because like you finally get the opportunity to see all of these stars. Like if there was a headline for today's slate, it is like elite prime time running backs like Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne.
Prime time.
Oh, bro, James Cook. And then you got like you got the young bloods, man. You got Omarion Hampton and Travion Henderson, and like the hottest running back in football that nobody's talked about. That like people told me I was a raging psychopath for believing it in the 9th round in Ramondre Stevenson. Like it's like this is a great slate.
He got to the 12th round at some point.
Bro, like I ain't even gonna talk about it. But like also too, like the quarterbacks, like we just talked about, like the future of the NFL quarterbacks and like the here and now guys. So like, anyways, I digressed. But yeah, like I think like for me, man, I'm very, very excited about this game here. I do think there is a chance. I do think there is a way that the 49ers could end up winning this game. I think there is a space that like this does happen. The Eagles offense has not been sexy. It hasn't been great. But they've been winning football games. And at the end of the day, man, like that's really all that matters. And yeah. And then like when we go back and like we look at like the 49ers, and respectfully, I'll say this respectfully. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. But when they went on that heater, let's not all get like crazy. The one team that they went on the heater and they put points against was the Bears. So I will give them respect about that, but that was also at home. But they dropped 48 on the Colts and 37 on the Titans. Well, congratulations. You did what you were supposed to do in that space, right? So it's nothing to write home about, right? So I think there's that. And then like the Eagles, man, like again, like I will preface it by saying, and then like I'm going to shut up. Actually, I'll hit some ownership in DFS, but like Jalen Hurts is a winner. He is a winner, and that's all he does is win, and he finds ways to win, and he does not care about the stat sheet. He does not care about all the other miscellaneous stuff. Like that guy just goes out there and finds a way to win, and I think the Eagles handle business today here. As far as the spread goes, the 6.5, like we talked about, man, like there's a part of me that wants to take the Niners in the 6, but like, man, that's dangerous territory, considering the fact we still haven't seen Philadelphia's best offensively. And I think they've been saving it for, I don't want to say saving it, but I think they're getting ready to start operating in that space now as champions do, given the circumstances. FanDuel, man, highest ownership. Of course, would you really be shocked and surprised if I told you the 2 highest owned players in this game were Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey? No, you shouldn't be, because I'm not. So I'm actually getting under the field on Christian McCaffrey and GPP. I'm getting slightly over on Saquon. Just because I think like McCaffrey all year long, man, it's been about volume for him is what it's been about. It's been volume. So there's that. And then pass catchers, obviously, as you mentioned, man, Goddard, Smith, AJ Brown, loving all those guys, man. Just because like it's a very funneled offense, it's a very targeted offense. If there's one thing, like I would say, like maybe I don't know if Nick has got it or whatever, but hey, man, maybe Saquon Barkley receptions maybe might be something to look at as we talk about all the zone coverage that the 49ers will be playing today, potentially, depending on how game script goes.
Not on my bingo card, but it's not crazy. The only reason why like Barkley has always been kind of hit or miss when it comes to like the receptions in general in this offense. So that's kind of like why that's why it probably wasn't in consideration, but something you could definitely go to in a game like this. So that wouldn't be like so shocking. Breaking the chat. What up?
Oh, wait. Breaking the chat. I got one for you. I remember this. I'm sorry. I'll be petty sometimes and we keep receipts.
Oh boy.
Remember that Keaton Mitchell and Romeo Dobbs trade? You remember that one? You don't. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, it was a dynasty trade. No, we did. We were on the pod with him or whatever, and
that's right.
I said no.
I don't recall that one.
I know the two of the Romeo Dobbs haters, man. Two of the Romeo Dobbs haters the same space at that time.
Hey, the only thing is that look like it. Let's just
There's still a lot of time on the clock, baby. I know.
There's still a lot of time on the clock. We all know it's the playoffs right now. I gotta take my victory lap. I seen him. I was like, oh, Frank in the chat. What up, man? All love, baby. It's all love. It's all love. Dan the man, what up, man? What up? Appreciate the love for sure. But no, he has no recollection, Johnny. Yeah, Romeo Moss Dobbs.
I seen one, man, dude, it was hilarious last night. Somebody had said, I'm pretty sure the Guardian helmet has magnetic radio something on there. I was like, I actually wouldn't be shocked.
Possible.
That would be
possible. You never know. You never really know. You never know. But yeah, we're moving on. Sunday night football matchup. This should be good. Chargers going from west to east as the lowly 7th seed going into New England, take on the Patriots. 45.5 over under the Sunday night football matchup on NBC. That being said, Chargers Patriots. Do the Patriots take care of business?
Oh, you're asking me.
I'm asking the person behind you. Hey, Julio.
Hey, 5 happened. Which is actually ironic because the reason why I changed that number to 5 instead of 10, Cordell Stewart's my guy, but LaDainian Tomlinson, seen that guy in college, I was like, it's the baddest man I ever seen in my life. So, man, my senior year, I switched it to 5, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. Let's see. All right. Well, before I answer that, man, Frank just threw one out there.
I see. Yeah. But I came to drop a parlay for the fellas.
Okay. We appreciate the love, brother.
Josh Allen, 80-time touchdown. Combined passing yards, 475.
I think he's saying both quarterbacks combined. Yeah.
And Lawrence, 2 passing touchdowns.
Can dig that.
What book do you get that on? I'm not sure if you could do.
It's probably FanDuel, because FanDuel, like we don't get FanDuel up here. FanDuel's got like a lot of like dope stuff like that. Sometimes I like try to, when I have time, I try to go and look, and I'm like, that would be cool. And if they do, like it's like very, oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like very predictable. So you got it on DK? Okay, cool. All right, I'll go check it out. Yeah, sometimes some of them look really good, man. Like I know these.
Sometimes they're player specials. Sometimes they're
it's
like that.
It's under player specials because sometimes you can find it where it's like running back like 10 yards in each 4 quarters, or
you could.
You know what I mean. So
I do.
Yeah, but like this game here, man. I think like this again. So many really good games, man.
like that.
Oh, he made it. What? Oh, okay. Maybe I need a tutorial. Cause sometimes they be on some garbage, man, and not letting you like parlay like certain stuff, man. It's all right. Listen, I ain't shamefaced.
No, it's not even that, but the fact you said tutorial is just hilarious to me.
Yeah. I think like, man, this game definitely could be, if there could potentially be an upset today, I think like this is the one where it could happen. I say that and watch Drake May go out here and throw for like 5 touchdowns and completely break the slate and be like, no, Matthew Stafford, I am the MVP. So we got a little Biggie and Tupac action here, West Coast to East Coast. But we talked about mobile quarterbacks, right? Like talked about that a little bit today. Drake May tied for the second most of the NFL with scramble yards with 706. Justin Herbert finished 2 yards behind him with 704. Both quarterbacks scrambled at a top 10 rate this season. May at 19%, Herbert at 17%. Man, I'm excited about this game, man. Like I really am. I think there's so much.
We have a juicy slate.
It is, man. Like one quick call out too, man. Like we talk about like, you know, like, hey, like who or what, like this game. Drake May has been held below 240 passing yards 5 times this season, and he's averaged 258 yards per game this season. However, when he's played against teams with a 500 record or better, he's averaged just 230, and then he's threw 2 touchdowns. And the Patriots went 1-2 against teams in 2025. So against playoff teams, I should say, in 2025. So like, is it that they've been beaten down? Have they been? I don't know why I'm just keep using the word bully and why it just keeps popping into my brain. Have they been bullies in the AFC East and just taking advantage of like a really bad division and a really weak schedule? Meanwhile, like the Chargers have been in a literal bloodbath, with the exception of the Raiders, all season long, playing, you know, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, playing I think they played the AFC North as well. I can't remember what other division they played, but like, geez. So no, they didn't play the AFC North. That wasn't them. That was last year. But like, holy smokes, man. Like the Chargers plus 3.5. I do like that. I do like the Chargers 3.5 because I think there is a space where it can happen. The Patriots defensively, like I was kind of scrolling and like looking at some of the names, man. I was like, oh my God, man. I was like, Robert Spillane, ex-Steeler, ex-Raider, XXXXX, everything. I like him actually, like low key. But like the Chargers, again, man, like defensively, like I'm switching gears, man. The Chargers defensively, man, they've allowed a 40% completion rate on downfield passes of 10 yards or more. It's the 3rd lowest rate in the NFL. I'm gonna hang my hat, man, with the Chargers, man. Like not to win, but I'm gonna take the Chargers and the points. And I think today says a ton. We know there's always an upset in in Super Wild Card weekend. If it's not this one, then maybe it's the one on Monday night, hopefully. But I'm gonna take the Chargers, man. The 3.5. I'm gonna pick the Patriots straight up. And see what happens. But like, dude, what a game we have, man. Again, like the 2 future faces at running back, 2 of the future faces with Omarion Hampton and Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson as well.
He's a future face.
I mean, listen, dude, Ramondre, is he like 27? I don't know if he's 27.
He's kind of up there. He's got to be at least 27.
I think he's 27, so I wouldn't call him a future face. So yeah, but either way, man, he's been the hottest running back in football, as I've said earlier.
28. He's 28 in February.
But fair. But he's still the hottest running back in football. So good luck today, Chargers, in your second string offensive line.
I think this game is probably the of all the slate of all today's and tomorrow's game is probably the one I'm kind of in flux about, because what happens, I feel, with the Chargers is that like their defense is immaculate, right? Pass defense is a top 5 defense for the most part of the season, and Drake May has been one of the highest QBs in football. It's always one of these interesting spots, because then it comes down to, I think, like the coordinator positions and how, like, the chess match goes. So I think I agree with you on the plus 3.5 for the Chargers. I just feel like the Patriots still gonna get it done. I know they've had one of the easiest schedules, just like the Niners this season. But I think Drake May really his progression of being able to deliver, you know what I'm saying, in terms of his gameplay. You know, he's just a wow's difference from last year versus this year in such an incredible time. And most times, like, you know, after your rookie year, sometimes if you got a decent one or whatever, like, the Patriots didn't have the best season last year, but Drake May, like, he didn't have the best rookie year, and then like comes in and just like picks it up constantly. And you're like, has this guy been playing for the last year or the last 5 years? So I think with Drake May, I think he's someone that I'm a believer in now. He's turned the corner, I feel. And I feel like he had that and that's why he was like one of my guys to, you know, for people to draft this season as well, because I was like, you know, there was something there when it comes to his rushing ability. And I knew when Mike Vrabel came into the picture, like he can get a good amount out of him. So I just didn't expect this type of like ceiling outcome with him. So that being said, I'm going to keep riding with the Patriots here. I think they get it done here in this spot. I just think when it comes to health, it's not, you know, health is not, you know, you can't predict that. You know what I'm saying? So, can't predict all the injuries that can happen to you and stuff. But I think that might show up tonight for the Chargers. Like that, again, we're really talking about most of this line this line's pretty much down to their secondary pieces. And then if even one bang up happens tonight, like we're talking about a guy maybe coming off the practice squad potentially that was either, you know, called up to the main today or whatever, or for this game. I don't know, man. Yeah. I think the Patriots will get it done. I think they overall just they're a pretty balanced team in my opinion. So I just think I'm gonna take the Patriots just straight up in this spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man. Like I'm going back and like I'm just like looking at the teams that like they've beat this year, and I'm not gonna categorize anything before week 4 because I think like that's still my Steelers are in there, but like if you look at everything after week 4, Bills, Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons, Bucks, Jets, Bengals, Giants, lost to Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. I do want to see how this is going to be, man, because I just like Drake May. Like I get it. Like I don't hate Drake May at all. I think like it's definitely going to be a situation to see like, you know, him being tested for sure. And I think obviously like during this playoff run in the AFC, like he's going to be tested like he hasn't been all season long. Some of those other teams were, when I look at all that, it's like they AFC East, it looks like they got the NFC South and the AFC North, which were statistically the two worst divisions as far as wins and losses go. So, and on top of that, playing in the weakest division in football, like not trying to throw any shade, but like I think like there's a lot of really good everything aligned right for the Patriots this year, for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes, but I do think like this will be a really good test for him as well. And then like there's also the one element of this too, like before like obviously we transition or whatever, is I think Mike Vrabel is definitely the wild card in this space. He's the wild card in this space, like as far as you know, scheming, game planning, like he's done like exceptional work in the playoffs. When you talk about playing against like elite competition, he's done exceptional things. If you go back and kind of revisit, like he was when he was in Tennessee, they knocked off Tom Brady in the playoffs, and Belichick, he out Belichick with the old punch shenanigans there, which I loved. I loved every moment of it. Period, point blank. Literally loved every moment of it. Like, oh God. So I think like that'll be interesting. And obviously, you know, we have Harbaugh too, man, which I think like we can't undersell him. We can't underrate him as far as like what he's been able to do, given the situation that he's been in with this Chargers team all year, but just him as a coach, like big picture, like, right. Like, you know, he's talked about it a couple times in passing that like, if he doesn't get Justin Herbert a Super Bowl, like he's failed, because Justin Herbert as a talent is like clearly like the best quarterback that he's had. So yeah, man, like this is going to be a fun one, man. oh man, like yeah, I'm excited about today, bro. I'm excited about it,
Yeah, nah. It's going to be a good cap to that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good Sunday night cap to the overall Sunday games. So definitely looking forward to all these games. So they should have all types of, excitement. It just feels like we thought the letdown might have been yesterday with some spots, and it's like we got full on NFL drama in both games.
Yeah.
We'll just find out how it happens and goes. We have over 172 people looking at our video today. Please help your people out and like the YouTube page, please. The Fantasy Football Show. We're pleading now. We're trying to get to 200 subs before the end of the season. Please go over and like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. At the very least, please go over from X to YouTube to come like the video and then go back to X if you want. But please help your favorite fantasy football homeboys out. We have one more game to get to. And Johnny, it's your favorite one. It's Monday Night Football. The Texans getting 3 points going into Pittsburgh. The over-under 38.5. Steelers, Texans. Johnny, you have the floor.
Oh man, this is going to be stressful. It's going to be stressful. I think I've thought about this. Well, I'm not even thinking I've thought about this. I've thought about this every since Monday. I've thought about it. Because I do, not being a homer, I do think there is a world where the Steelers can absolutely pull off this win. For sure. I think this game, there's a lot of things that favor the Steelers. I think I say this, and of course, it's going to come to fruition. So I don't even want to say it out loud on the air. But the Texans, I'm going to, because that's what this is about. That's what this is about. The one thing that really strikes me is the Texans and the run game, and the Steelers' inability, or their inability to be able to stop the run all season long. I think there's a couple of narratives, and I think there's a couple of things. So just word to Joe Budden, just walk with me. You got a lot of veterans on this defense. This is all they've been wanting. This is exactly the situation they've been asking for. This is exactly what it is. To win the division, to have a home playoff game. TJ Watt looking for his first, playoff win, which is crazy to even say out loud, right? Like that's crazy to say. So like all these veterans now defensively, like this is what it is. Obviously the Texans have Nico Collins, been on record for saying one of my favorite fantasy football players over the last 2 seasons. And then they also have like a lot of really good young talent as well with, the Iowa State boys as well. So I think that's kind of scary for me, given the fact that like we have been known to give up some big plays. We've been known to give up big plays all over the field defensively. Who am I kidding? So that's kind of scary. I think offensively for the Steelers, I think this is just a situation where like, what do you do to mitigate a defense that is this aggressive and is this good? You screen them to death. You run the football at Will Anderson. You run the ball at these guys. The one guy that sucks so bad that we don't have today is Mount Washington, because like that could have been the ultimate equalizer for this game. Absolutely. But I think you see Art Smith and Aaron Rodgers like at their finest in this moment, like with the run game. Aaron Rodgers, like just seeing him on Sunday night, I refer to it as him being in his all Madden mode, where he gets the players on the field that he wants, that he needs, like schematically. And he's just like, hey man, you run a dig, you run a go, you run a 7. That's all it is he's up at the line of scrimmage, like directing traffic. I think
that's something that can help you guys out in this spot. If you're gonna play against the Texans defense that's already been like the terrorizer, and there's been some spots where they haven't looked invincible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like I think the biggest thing for the Steelers, and that helps, is that Aaron Rodgers, like you said, conducting the musical. You know what I'm saying? And keeping things on schedule. And once they are, tempo, line of scrimmage, we're going.
It's so like I do feel good about like that space for sure. I think too, like the weather, obviously, like the Texans playing indoors, being it outside in Pittsburgh, like we've seen like the home field advantage, like we've seen what it is. So yeah, man. So I like this spot for them for sure. And we'll see how it goes, man. There's always a team that goes on a run. I think if you look on paper, like this is a team that looks like that should have done way better and could go on a run. And I seen in the chat like what is DK Metcalf gonna do after his two-week vacation? I'm just gonna give you my theory. I'm gonna give you my theory. And again, this I'm not I hadn't even said one stat. This is just me as a fan right now. Nick, you can cook it up statistically however you want to. This is just me as a fan right now. I think that DK Metcalf, after a 2-game suspension and seeing what he put his team through and how close they were to not even being in this place, I think you get the best version of DK Metcalf that you get all season long. And yes, I know Stingley just got his second All-Pro. Yes, I'm well aware of that. I know Stingley's good. I know he's got game. I'm very well aware of that. I am. But even statistically, if you don't get his best game, this might be a game where he comes out and intangibly is one of the better pieces and does a lot of the dirty work. So I am nervous about this game, but I'm also very excited because I do think the Steelers have a hell of a chance to be able to pull off this upset, if you will, in Vegas's eyes.
I still think the Texans are going to win the game. There's just some things that similar to like what I would say about sometimes when you watch Kansas City, right? It's like when they went on their run, it's like there's just times where quarterbacks are going to find ways to live take advantage of a defense. And that's what Rodgers does. To his credit, like he, to the best of his ability, takes advantage of that. There will be times I feel in this game where the Texans are going to want to bring that pressure. And it's just like you said, you're going to be boring and dink and dunk the ball down the field because that's just going to be what's effective. I don't think the Texans are going to sit back in coverage because if they do, they know Rodgers is going to try to pick them apart. And I think that's possibly how this game could go. I really think it comes down to the secondary for the Texans versus Rodgers. Who's quarterbacking them, with the Petries of the world, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, and also this pass rush, like how quick and out, like the X's and O's of this matchup is going to really matter in this spot. I think the Texans are going to cover, but I do think it's because of the only way the Steelers are going to find a way to get this one done is if not only their pass rush gets home on C.J. Stroud, because C.J. Stroud has tendencies to not play well on the road, but it also comes down to, again, can Rodgers get that extra touchdown? With DK Metcalf coming back into the fold, like that's going to help the offense. Like I've said before about the Steelers team, like they are a better team when Metcalf is able to stretch a defense out and they're able to, dink and dunk the ball down the field constantly. In this spot, that's totally possible. I just think the Texans defense is going to be a little bit too much for these guys late in the game. When it comes down to it, you got a bunch of playmakers for the Houston Texans. And we all know that. But it really comes down to more of like, okay, is simply the front seven of this Texans defense and that back going to be able to take advantage of these offensive weapons for the Steelers? And I think that's going to come into the scenario. So that being said, I like Texans in this spot. But I do think the Steelers obviously have a puncher's chance. They're at home. They're outside in the weather. And they have Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yep. And respectfully so. Like that's totally it. Like you there's a couple of things too, like to kind of go back and forth was like one of the biggest question marks going into the offseason, or yet in the offseason, was the Houston Texans offensive line. That was one of the biggest question marks that a lot of people had. That's why like a lot of people stayed away from CJ Stroud and like whoever they thought was going to be the running back, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Woody Marks, or you took Woody Marks later. This is like the time, like for those vets, man. This is the time for the Haywards. This is Derek Harmon. This is the time for the Derek Harmons of the world, right? Like this is the time, for those. Yeah, like I mean, it really is going to come down to a battle of, of the trenches, like no doubt. So yeah, man, like I just again, it's a puncher's chance, and like it seems like it feels like momentum is starting to roll for the Steelers. And I like all of that being said, I think there's also another element of this that we could talk about as well. They're like, and it's always like it's football 101. It's the most fundamentally important thing that's here. Turnovers and what you do with them. Turnovers, what you do with them, and special teams, because this is going to be that type of game where it's going to be, I think, 38.5. Like that makes a lot of logical sense. It makes like this ain't CJ Stroud's first outdoor game, man. Like this guy, man, he played at Ohio State. Like the weather's crappy there, so like probably, you know what I mean. So like
Right.
This ain't his first rodeo, man. Like this,
no, it's definitely not. But
it's not like, dude, like it's not his first rodeo, right? Like it's not like, and I know, like, I'm just looking at skill players. I'm not looking at everybody else, like, whatever. This ain't Nico Collins' first show, man. He's a Michigan guy. Like, this ain't their first rodeo being outside, like, in cold weather games. Like, it ain't. So, like, yeah, man, I think there's a lot that's obviously at stake. I seen in the chat was asked, like, hey, somebody had asked about Hayward had asked about like Tomlin and like rumors and stuff, man. I've seen some stuff. Like I've seen stuff about him maybe potentially sitting out a year, going into broadcasting. But I just have like a really weird, like, I have a hard time seeing Mike Tomlin broadcasting and like them trying to like filter him out. Like I just have a really hard time seeing that. But the other thing, like I have a really hard time seeing too as well, in two different scenarios. One, if the rainbows and unicorn world, if the Steelers happen to make a deep run or get to the Super Bowl or something like that, it's kind of hard to walk away from it at that point in time.
The only thing to cut, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the one thing that historically works on your side,
Monday Night
Football. Steelers at home on Monday Night Football haven't had a loss since I've been born.
Yeah,
1991.
I'm not. Yep, I'm going to keep talking about Mike Tomlin and what.
Anything, but
no, I'm going to keep talking about Mike Tomlin and like what happens. Like we don't do that. We don't do that. But I've seen the him being like in broadcasting piece. No, I've seen that. But then also too, now to think about all these changes now that are going on in the AFC North, like, it would almost be kind of silly, depending on what happens, like with, the coach for the Browns and the coach for the Ravens. It might be kind of crazy for him to get out of the game because, like, and this is like another topic for another time, but like, what's Baltimore going to do now? Like, they obviously like that whole offensive scheme, that whole identity has been around Jim Harbaugh. That offense has been around Lamar Jackson. So like you get somebody that comes in and tries to change things schematically, and like, now it's upside down, and like you got a lot of big personalities, you got a lot of strong vets, you got a lot of big names in that locker room. So like, what does that look like? The Browns, well, we know what it is with the Browns, right? So now, and like, Cincinnati's coach he's on the hot seat. So like, I mean, but Tomlin's still sitting in the catbird seat. So like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I really don't know, but I have a hard time seeing him going into broadcasting for sure. That's one thing I could have a hard time seeing that.
That's not happening. I could see him maybe go on like a motivational like type of tour, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's like, people bring him in for like specialized messages and stuff like that, but I don't see him like in a broadcasting situation.
I can't even see him.
See him in a suit and tie and all this.
I can't even see him like in that space. Like I know where you're getting at, but like I can't see him in that space either.
He's a leader of men. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, but that's the reason why I can't see him in that space is because like in my mind, like for him, he's like, okay, if I come in here and talk to these men, all right, that's cool. But and money talks, obviously. But like, I'm not the one that's interacting with these guys every day. Like I'm not the guy that like has my fingerprints all over like these guys in their day-to-day. I'm not the guy that builds their relationships with these guys, because that's one of the things every player talks about with Mike Tomlin is the fact that like his communication style and his relationship building with his players is the best bar none. And that's why one of the reasons why he's still employed is because like that stuff means something to players. So like, I don't know, man, but either way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Have to see how it unfolds for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, DFS side of things, or you
Well,
want me to do prop land? Up to
um,
you.
it doesn't matter, man. I think we got a lot of time today, man. We don't even. I don't
Sure
know.
do.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, not single man. Let's see here. Let's see what we got for a single entry for today. Anything that's pretty good.
No Millie Maker.
That's just burning money, man. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? That's just burning money.
Hey yo, that's just burning money. He said.
Yeah, it's just burning money. It's just burning money.
I can't,
Let's see.
yo.
What's a good one? Let's see here. This is a good one, man. $2, $700 up top, man. $2 single entry. So yeah, we'll switch it over here and we'll make a little lineup, man, for sure, and see how it goes.
You have the floor, my guy.
Oh, all right. Well, let's. All right. I mean, I know for me, like I said, and we can talk, we can make it through together, man. Like I got about
How we do
three.
yesterday?
Did not cash, man. Did not cash on
I had a
DraftKings.
feeling.
Not cash. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
damn Parkinson touchdown.
Who?
That damn Parkinson touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
That damn tight ends.
Yeah. I like one of the things for me, like I'm playing in the 20 I'm playing in the 20 max entry
Okay.
as well. And one of the things like with the 20 max entry, I I find myself leaving a lot of money on the table as like I'm building these lineups, man, this week, just because of like the things that we've talked about. So I think like for me, I like to start like a lot of times like at running back. So I'm gonna start with Travis Etienne. Like I said, like I'm heavy Jags build today. Just because like I think like this game, like I think it should shoot out. And even if it doesn't shoot out, like the players on the Jag side of things, they've been good to me all year long. It's kind of hard to get away from them, right? So I'm going to start with Travis Etienne, man. I think like he's one of the best values like on the board, and you can see like there's a lot of really good values as well. Like you look
There
at
is.
Travion Henderson at 6,800, the other running back for the Patriots, Ramondre Stevenson.
I'm sure you're very excited.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
yeah. You don't get any bonus points for for trying to take the hard route. So yeah, so Travis Etienne is one of my first players that like I've been making sure to get like in every single or as a majority of lineups as I possibly can. And then from there, I go down to wide receiver and I look again too, man. I'll tell you one guy actually I like a lot. So I'm gonna put him in here because I do like Quentin Johnston today, man. I like him a lot. Like I think if we say like again, like it's a 3-game slate. Remember, it's a 3-game slate. So on a 3-game slate, like you gotta find a way to get different somewhere. And I think Quentin Johnston, it's either gonna boom or it's gonna bust. And sometimes even on these 3-game slates, even if he busts, if you have the correct build, like you can still get there. Like you can still get there. Just because like there's so much value here on this slate that you can leave 2,000. I did a lineup today. I left 4,000. I left $4,000 on the table just because there's a lot of value here, right?
Yeah.
So he's a guy that like I've been playing a lot of. I like him. You got Jacoby Myers obviously as well. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go Devontae Smith. I'm gonna put him out there for now. For sure. Just from like the value perspective, we talked about 6,800. Tight end, I'm standing on business with Dalton Kincaid today, so I will play him. Like I think like again, even if it shouldn't be like 30 something, percent like snap share for him. It should be more than that. Because obviously like these guys, like it's win now playoffs. So Dalton Kincaid gives me a little correlation here with this Buffalo Jacksonville game. I don't want to play Parker Washington, not because of you. I just
He's just gonna be really high owned. There's other spots you can take advantage of.
I think so. I think so for sure. But I'm definitely going to try to max it out here with these guys. So I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. I'm going to get him in there.
Yeah, that's the pivot you want to do.
And I'm going to play Trevor Lawrence, like I talked about. And then at running back, like I feel like Ramondre Stevenson is definitely he's the play. And I know he's got to be like wildly popular owned. I'll switch over real quick and just see like what he looks like in that space. But I know he's got to be like popularly owned, just because of like what he's done recently. And of course, yeah, he's actually not that popularly owned on FanDuel, so that's great.
Stevenson,
So we'll,
definitely not.
yeah,
Stevenson should be popular much of. I mean, we say he's the hottest running back. I feel like still like people there's still other spots to go to outside of Stevenson because there's people are still worried about the split in terms of how this like Henderson Stevenson. It's also the late game, so it's like it's one of those spots where I think people aren't going to go to enough, especially on Stevenson. So I think he makes some sense to play because if we're talking about it, it's either that game or the Niners game is going to be on the relatively underside based on projection. So I think that I don't think Stevens is going to be popular. Long-winded way of saying
that. 5 touchdowns in his last 3 games. So then, like I said, Quentin Johnston is my guy to get different with. And then at the flex spot, this is where it's like really crazy because now I've still got like 6,700 left. 6,700 left. And like, obviously, like you can throw in any defense, right? But like, if we're really, the problem like I'm running into a lot is because I'm so Jags heavy today that like I can't even get to like the Jags defense in certain instances, which also tilts the field as well. Like if you're playing defense versus Josh Allen, like probably one of the higher owned QBs on the slate. So like that's one of the things like I like to do on these type of slates as well. It's like, hey, like if you believe, a defense is going to win, and the quarterback is like really high on, like obviously like that kind of helps you tilt the board a little bit. So whether it's Jacksonville or whether it's Philly, although I feel like Philly's a little bit dangerous because like San Francisco could pop off. So let me say I got Lawrence, Etienne, Myers. I'm just going to go Philly for now, and just to see. So now got 9,300. So actually, yeah. So we got 9,300. So I'm going to actually move off of them and I'm going to go to the Jags. And then I'm going to talk to you about our flex play. We can pick any player on the slate. Any player on the slate is what we got with the, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the exception of a Jags player. And if we wanted to have a Jags player, we could move it down.
Let's see.
I see you, Hey, we're talking about tight ends. Like I've still got 10 more lineups to build. In my 20 max entry.
Still got 10 more lineups to build.
Yeah, still got 10 more lineups to build in my 20 max. So like Goddard is somebody that like it kind of happens to me like that sometimes. Like when I'm building, like I'll get to building and I'm like, well, I haven't like I started to get to this guy like enough. I do like 2 tight end builds today, man, because I think like that's low key. Like you got Kincaid, you got Goddard, you got Kittle, you got Strange. So like I think there's definitely like a really really a really good place to be in. So who is our final flex pick here for our single entry?
Let's see. How much we have available, you said?
We can take any player. It don't matter. We can take any player. We got 9,500. Christian McCaffrey's the highest priced player at 9,500. So we can take any player we want. So like your best play of the day, who is, if they're already on here, then like, that kind of sucks. But
I guess it comes down to AJ Brown or Christian McCaffrey. We already have Devontae Smith, and we don't have no bring back or Purdy. So just give me McCaffrey in this spot. I think McCaffrey is going to have a way of just been doing it all season via the volume. So it just makes sense to have him here in this spot. If you have Devontae Smith on the other side, make that little bit of a nice little skinny stack. You'll have Quentin Johnston, Stevenson. Well, you do that too. How much we have left? If
no. I just move. I always like I'm a psychopath. I always move.
That's not being psychopath.
Being smart.
I do the same thing.
Like never, ever.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Do we want? It just feels we have Dalton Kincaid as a bring back. No. Why the Jags defense?
Why?
Yeah.
Just to be able to get to any player that like we wanted to, because now like if we do
Are they the lowest? Oh,
well,
never
no,
mind.
I mean like we can go Jags, Bills, 49ers, Chargers. You can go Chargers
No,
if you
the Eagles. Thinking the
like but the
Eagles.
four yeah, but the 49ers, the 49ers doesn't give you that.
We're just 3,400 though. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. No, but Quentin Johnson 6,400. Is that what else is besides? I'm just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you could go
Just
off of
thinking
him.
out loud
You
type
could go
thing.
off of him, go to Jacoby Myers, and then get to Philadelphia. Oh shoot, sorry, freaking
Oops.
eight, man. I'm messing with shit, dude.
Oops.
Yeah, so Quentin Johnston, what's the other guy? And then oh my god, I had Devontae Smith, Quentin Johnston,
Yeah,
and
Myers.
then
You have Myers there.
and then and then the Jags defense. But you're saying if we go off of Quentin Johnston,
Yeah.
and then we could go to.
Because if we scroll down even more, like
You can go to Keenan. You can go Keenan Allen, Brian Thomas Jr., Brandon Cooks
you
is
know
like,
what I'm gonna talk about, right?
huh?
You know what I'm gonna talk about, right?
No, talk about whoever you want to
Kyle Williams.
in a playoff game with everybody back. I
Keyshawn
mean,
Booty he popped up on that hamstring late in the week. So, he's somewhere if you really want to say salary and then boost up, you know what I'm saying, potentially another spot. Like I know you like Stevenson, but it's also like we could potentially get someone else at running back to make this a 3 workhorse type of running back build. What?
I just like there's so much other. Like I'm not concerned like about pricing like on this slate. Like I'm not like I just think like again like you can make whatever build you want to make, and like Kyle Williams, like could he absolutely like take the top off of the defense 1,000%, like 1,000%. But like there's all these other wide receivers that like we have access to like at 6,400.
Sure
Like you
do.
have Johnston, like potentially Pearsall, BTJ, Keenan Allen, Pop Douglas. Like there's definitely like a lot of guys that like are going to be on the field.
You know what I'm also curious about? Keon Coleman. Crazy to think about. Reason why is because Palmer's on the IR. So it's like who is it Cooks? Is it Coleman? Like, does he get a second chance? Like, it's also something curious about because that's just leverage in the field if that price point if it happens.
Well, all these guys are relatively leveraged, man. Not a lot of people aren't playing like this lineup, like real talk. Like a lot of this here, they
So we
just
need to go
actually
that deep. You're saying, got it?
no.
Okay.
Like they just updated. Let me see. Like the quarterback situation, like Trevor Lawrence is at 15%. Like he's the 4th highest owned quarterback. Like people are going again, like McCaffrey 52%, 52%. Travis Etienne is 28%. Ramondre Stevenson is 13%. Like we don't have to go like that deep. Like all these the roster that like we have, it's not a lot of people are going to be playing these guys, and that's in GPP, like the ownership. So like we don't have to get that deep. So that's why I was like, okay, like if we're doing this, Quentin Johnston is obviously touchdown, big play heavy. So all right, like that's cool. And if we think like the Chargers are going to be within 3, like they're going to be within 3 because of Justin Herbert, 1,000%. So why not there? Or if we wanted to, we could go McConkey. So yeah, I just don't think we need to go that deep. So I think like if we're looking at in the space of Diggs, McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas, Keenan Allen, that's where we're at.
Yeah, I get it. 49ers against tight ends lately. How much is Goddard? I would think Goddard's ownership wise, he's probably like I gotta say he's like 30% at least.
Goddard's 5,600.
Yep.
And 18% owned.
A little bit less owned than I thought he would be. A little less owned than I thought he would be. And then Gadsden, what's he at?
We need a wide receiver though.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we do. Sorry, yeah, we do. We got
you done gone down a rabbit. You done gone down a rabbit hole.
Sure did. And how much we got salary left for receiver?
6,400.
And I was going to tell you, Lab McConkey.
I mean, look, man. Like all we needed, man, was we just needed the receiver. I mean, the flex play. So if McCaffrey's the flex play, like it's either Brian Thomas. Well, we can't even go Brian Thomas Jr., so we can't go any Jags. So it's like, all right, like which pass catcher do you want to go with? Do you want to go with the Chargers? You want to go with the Chargers pass catcher? Like we can go Quentin, or we can go Keenan Allen.
This is a tough one. Well, what Khalil Shakir?
I mean, if that's your move, then that's your move. He said, "I got."
I don't like.
I got 349 of these.
I don't like this right now. It just feels wrong. That Johnson 6,400. We got Brian Thomas, Shakir, even Keon Allen under them in price tag. I just
if you want to go Keenan Allen, then I'm fine.
Weird to me, though.
If you want to go Keenan Allen, like I'm fine with that.
We definitely could go there. We definitely could go there. If he does get the volume, you know he's going to smash.
Perfect. All right. So there it is. So Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, McCaffrey, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen, Jacoby Myers, Dalton Kincaid, and Ramondre Stevenson.
Better hope for Stevenson for 3 touchdowns tonight, though.
Well, I mean, if we could get to Travion Henderson,
we could. What else is at the flex though? How much we have left? 7,100.
No, yeah, 7,100. So like you can get to again. This is the dope thing. This is the dope thing about this slate is like Travion, Devontae. Oh, actually, excuse me, Travion, Parker Washington, Jawan Jennings, Omarion Hampton, Steph Diggs. Now, if you really want to get to Lad McConkey, you can. George Kittle. There's a lot of different places you can go. I'm not going to ask you any more questions because we'll be here for forever. But
George Kittle.
George Kittle, he says. Double tight. All right. Double tight. That's right. All right. That's it. I'm not asking you any more questions. That's getting submitted. Boom. Done. All right. Whew. Lord.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Took a few years off my life, but we're still
stop here. Oh, stop it. You even took a half an hour off. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. But I mean, yeah, like we'll have to find out how that all shakes out. Like, just keep us posted then. That being said, Nick's prop shop in the building. We went 3-2 yesterday on props. Watson just couldn't get that last catch he had. And then somehow Kyron Williams didn't get 66.5 rush yards because the Panthers really bottled him up second half. To where the Rams are basically just, playing for their lives down the stretch. So other than that, we killed it with Burden yesterday. Stafford we killed it with yesterday. And then matchup base, McMillan. That was easy. So 3-2 yesterday. So here we go. Nick's prop shop back in the building. One more time. We are going to go to the first game of the slate. We got Josh Allen over 230 pass yards. This feels like a spot where Josh Allen's going to have to throw. The Bills defense, like, this could set up for a script for Josh Allen just to keep throwing the football. Jaguars, like we talked about earlier, they allow quarterbacks to throw on them. attempts wise. So I think Josh Allen is just going to be a spot where 230 definitely feels a bit too low for him. Trevor Lawrence 240. Pass yards, again, we've been rolling with Trevor Lawrence. Over the last 5, he's hit this line at least. So we're going back to the well on that. Travis Etienne, 66.5 rush yards or more. The Bills defense against the run, a bottom 5 defense. They are a run funnel. So definitely like Travis Etienne. I believe Tune is playing, but this is not going to shy me away from Etienne's line today. Kincaid, 40-plus receiving yards. Jaguars have played zone defense 78% of the time this season. And Kincaid is one of the best yards per route run against zone coverages. So Kincaid, this 40 yards feels easy, even though he's going to be somewhat a part-timer-ish, so to speak. But the Buffaloes need all their weapons today. I think Kincaid definitely is one of those beneficiaries. My guy, Parker Washington, 50-plus receiving yards. We overall, I should say the Parker Washington guy, overall is the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence's favorite receiver, in my opinion, somewhat. And I think with Parker Washington, he could get this. Haywood talked about longest reception. I don't mind that for 20-plus. But I do think in a game that should go back and forth, Jaguars should find Parker Washington for 50-plus. To the Niners-Eagles game we go for props. We got Jalen Hurts, 210-plus pass yards. This is a spot where Jalen Hurts got to prove he's a passer. I wouldn't say prove, but overall, we all know, we're going to be playing a ton of zone coverage. But again, all the spots for the weapons for the Eagles find themselves in a really good spot for weapons. Like, they all get decent run against zone coverage. A.J. Brown, when they play single high coverages, again, 28% when it comes to target rate. Like, I definitely like him as well, 60-plus receiving yards. We just like this game for the Eagles to pass a bit more in this spot than they normally would. I think the Niners are going to keep somewhat Barkley in check. You could take him for his rushing prop, but I do think that the Niners are going to find a way to make Hurts beat them by his arm. And I do think that the beneficiaries, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, all these guys are going to find ways to hit their prop line, and then we'll find out how the rest of the game unfolds. And now Christian McCaffrey, 110 rushing receiving yards from scrimmage. We all know McCaffrey is a volume monster, and he overall should get there relatively with ease. The Eagles still are a decent defense, but McCaffrey should find the volume. It should be him and Kittle, and then the rest as it goes. I know Pearsall's still questionable, so we got to find out if he plays. If he does play, that might make things even a little bit more easier for McCaffrey. But this is win or go home time, and I expect McCaffrey to at least – he should get 30 touches in this game. So he should hit his line, 110 scrimmage yards. To the Sunday Night Football game we go. We got Marion Hampton, 43-plus rushing yards. This line's too low. We took this line, I want to say almost a month ago, for rush and receiving. You could take that for 58 from scrimmage. But I do like the 43-plus rushing yards. This line's just too low. I know Marion Hampton is not so-called healthy coming into this one, but he's had 2 weeks to get ready. And in this spot for him, I do like the rushing prop. The Patriots are 17th for run DVOA, and I think that Hampton gets there. He should get it. By my calculations, he should have at least 55 rush yards. So this line's a bit too low for me. And then Justin Herbert over 1.5 pass touchdowns in a spot where I think, the offensive line may not be holding up as much. I think Herbert's still too talented for this line. He's proven that he's one of the best in the league still at the position. And I just like how Justin Herbert is going to find a way to do this in the playoffs. And I know the Patriots defense, they're not the best against the run. They're better against the pass. But I do like Justin Herbert's spot for the touchdown prop here. Monday Night Football we go. C.J. Stroud, 220 pass yards. The only time he hasn't hit this line was game 1 on the road in the beginning of the season. So C.J. Stroud, in my opinion, hasn't always played his best ball on the road. I think he'll have to in this spot against the Steelers, who, again, are a pass funnel defense and will find ways to give up bigger plays. So him and Nico Collins connection, it's only a matter of time. Nico Collins, 70+ receiving yards. He is the alpha of this offense, via receiving threat. And I think he's too talented to not hit this line. In a game that's I know is a slight over-under lower than the rest, all it takes for Nico Collins a few big plays. He's done it countless times before this season. Jalen Warren over 1.5 catches. Jalen, it's going to be one of those games where him, Gainwell, it's going to be the tight ends, it's going to be Thielen. It's obviously Metcalf going to be back in the fold. Rodgers going to find ways to get those dink and dunk passes, and Jalen Warren has proven to be the all-purpose back. Him and Gainwell has really been more of a split between the rushing and receiving, but more receiving for Gainwell for as far as receiving yards. But Jalen Warren still finds ways to catch the ball at the backfield. So they are 1-2 tandem, but I do think Warren's going to find a way to get this done in this spot. And then lastly, DK Metcalf. Welcome back, DK Metcalf. 50+ receiving yards. Yes, I know the Texans defense is, let's just say they lock people up. But I think in this spot, DK Metcalf's going to have to, he's had 2 weeks, well, technically so-called 3 in a way. But I'll just say that DK Metcalf's going to come back. He's going to perform for his team in a game where it's playoffs, baby. It's win or go home time. So the props I got throughout the week, I may have a few more if I see a few more. So just check the X for me. For some reason, I didn't put Jaden Reed on our list the other day. So he catched for us both yesterday, 4 catches and the 40 yards. So I felt good about that. So technically, the record should be 5-2, but we'll update that later after all the props have been have finished out for the overall weekend. But yeah, that is Nick's prop shop.
Word.
That's right. Stuck up hole. Thanks, Haywood. Really appreciate it, man, for sure. It's been a good season overall for props. I feel like I found my footing for the most part in terms of like definitely research and relative different ways to get people some money, including myself. Johnny, you gotta get one soon, bro. Like you're so dang close, yo. Like you're so close, my guy. Like
yeah, that's not like my big thing, man.
I know, but I'm trying to rub it off on you.
Yeah, no, like it's cool, man. It's cool. DJ Moore last night, like I think that's.
I was like,
that's the thing about props, man.
DJ Moore though, so
yeah, but that's the thing about props, though, right? It's like that's the thing about like all this. It's like, hey, man, like you find you find what it is that you're good at, and I think like for me, just kind of like recapping like the year. Just having my hands in too many cookie jars. So next year, that's one of my,
cookies.
Yeah, having my hands in too many cookie jars. So next year, just kind of locking in on the space that I know I need to be operating in, which is primarily like just games and DFS, which is like I definitely feel pretty comfortable in both of those spaces for sure. And like live betting, live betting is another one I like pretty well too. Like one of the things I always try to look for like in the live betting space is like I really pay attention to like the first 15 first 20 plays, and that kind of gives me like a pretty good feel for like what the scheme is and like what they're looking to do. And then a lot of times like I'll look to go try to attack that. But it's all good, brother. All good.
Definitely. Rico Dowell, man, ruined my freaking Rico Dowell, man, just ruined me yesterday. Like, so close for that Rams Panthers. I was like, like Rico Dowell, of course, the game that they've been playing Rico Dowell like constantly as their RB1, but then they switched it up for Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, nice. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's weird like that, man. Like I don't know. Like I had Chuba Hubbard props in one of my parlays because like I just was like, all right, like this is like if they get down, like Chuba's going to be like involved. So like I took like the rushing and receiving like side for like Chuba, which obviously like it worked, but obviously the old kneel down for Matt Stafford. Me and my quarterback rushing in the playoffs. That's what I get.
So that means Herbert and May running rushing props tonight, right? Yep.
Oh
Yep.
man, listen, tonight, like, oh my god, dude. Like, of course, like I'm gonna make a parlay with QB rushing. Like, of course, like you've got all these guys here, man. Like it's
Maybe
there.
15 versus 25.
I mean, like, hey man, like you know, you go with what you go with what you feel, you go with how you think the script's gonna play. And I thought that the script last night for Caleb Williams went exactly the way that I thought it was gonna go. And he came up 3 yards short. And like that's the thing, man. It's like, it's always about trust your process, like trust what you see, trust what you
Always.
know. And like the one thing, like for me, I know about Caleb Williams being a big fan of his is I know that in the fourth quarter, if the game is down, Caleb Williams has zero problem pulling the ball down and running the ball. So it just was a couple yards short. What do you do? What do you do?
You go right. You keep doing it. Dang it.
What do you do?
Keep doing it, baby.
Yep.
Keep doing it.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely another great show in the house. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you are on X, we have over 284 people. Please get onto the YouTube and like and subscribe, please. But that being said, Johnny, I'm gonna ask you, is there any final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts for today. Really just more about tomorrow, honestly, man. It's really what it's about. Yeah, I love that. I love that for you, Snoop. I ride with you, man. I ride with you. Yeah, and like just really getting excited for next week, man, getting a chance to see like the number one overall season. It is weird now, like not getting a chance to see like 4 teams play for the first time, in the division round versus like the one. So that's definitely a little bit different. But like the next generation of quarterbacks, man, like they're officially here, man. Drake May, but Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, like those guys, man, like they're all here. I'm probably like leaving a couple of other ones off, but yeah, excited about that, man. And again, like we don't have too many more of these left, man. So to echo what Nick said, man, please, go to the channel, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell people you don't like about it as well. Like we'll take them too. We'll take anybody at this point. So that's all I got, man.
Yep. Game you're looking forward to most today?
Me?
Yeah.
Game I'm looking forward to the most, probably the Jags and Bills, honestly, man. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most, just because I think like you're getting the opportunity to see 2 teams at different ends of the spectrum going different ways, man. You have the Jags that are ascending up with literally without their first round pick. You have the Buffalo Bills who, are going somewhere we don't know yet. Potential coaching changes, all kind of crazy shenanigans could be in line really for both organizations, as well as crazy as that sounds. And I think like that's the thing like I'm looking forward to the most is that because I truly believe whoever comes out of this game here, this Jags and Bills game, I think whoever comes out of this game is getting ready to make a pretty deep run for me.
That's fair. I honestly am looking forward to the Charger Patriot game. Because we're gonna find out if the Patriots up for the snuff, right? I feel like if they get this one done against the Chargers, I feel like they could come out the AFC, which is crazy.
Who, the Chargers or Patriots? Who'd you say?
The Patriots can find themselves in a position to get out the AFC. I think if they get past the Chargers. I know the tests get a little bit more bigger, but I feel like it's one of those momentum things for the Patriots because I feel like if they beat the Chargers, right, they may get the Jags if they win, or if the Bills win, like they get the winner of the Texans-Pittsburgh game. So I guess it's twofold, right? Because the Jags win. Sorry, if the Bills win, they're division rival, right? They might be rooting for division rival today. They can host the highest left seed left. So, or I don't know. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is that I think the Patriots can make a run if they get the job done tonight. I think they have all the pieces to do it, and it was like one of those monkey off the backs, like, yo, we beat people. This then the third. So we didn't have the easiest schedule type of talk. So, although I still like Denver to come out the AFC. So,
well, I got a $5,000 question for you.
5,000. That's it. That's cheap.
Yeah, easy money.
Yeah.
the Patriots don't win tonight, is it Drake May's fault?
Yep.
Fair enough.
He had a great season, but if they don't get it done in the postseason,
fair enough. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait.
It's always a QB's fault. It's always a QB's fault.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That being said, yo, we out of here. Next time you will see us is Friday evening, 6:30 p.m. EST start. I believe so, unless it changes. Stay tuned. Your local listings. That being said, myself, John, we out of here. Your favorite fantasy football homeboys is out. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.